Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum student. Today I'm going to solve O-level past paper 1 May-June 2023. Now let's start the paper. Question number 1, part A, 3.25 minus 1.73. Now we write the numbers. 3.25 minus 1.73. Now 5 minus 3 is 2 and 7 cannot be subtracted from 2. 1 will be carried from 3. And that's become 12. 12 minus 7 is 5. And this become 2. And 2 minus 1 is 1. We write 1 minus 1.52. Next is 1.2 square. We can write 1.2 multiplied by 1.2. And this value become 144. The decimal place of resultant value will be 2 because the decimal place of first value is 1 and second is 1. We add the decimal place. The decimal place become 2. Therefore, we write the 1.44. And this is the answer. Next, question number 2. In the diagram shows a circle with center O. A straight line touches the circle. Complete each label with the correct mathematical name. A radius has been labeled for you. Now you see here, this line touches the circle, that is called tangent. And next is the shaded region between the radius and the arc, that is the sector. Now this region is called sector. Next question. Question number 3, write these numbers in order of size starting with the smallest. Now you see here are some values in decimal and some are in fraction. Now we convert the fraction into decimal. After this, we will arrange in these values. Now, see here, 5 over 8, we can write it as 5 is divided by 8. We write the 5 is 5.00. Now, 8 times 6 is 48. We get 50 minus 48 is 2, and 0 is shifted from top to here. Now, 8 times 2 is 16. Now the 20 minus 16 is 4. Now we write the 0 here. That's 8 times 5 is 40. And that value will be equal to 0.625. Therefore, we write it as 0.625. This number is 0.625. Next is 11 over 20. We can write it as 11.00. And 11 times 5 is 100. Now 110 minus 100 is 10 and 0 is shifted from top to here. Now its value becomes 20 times 5 is 100. Now the answer will be 0.55 because the numerator decimal here is 2. And therefore, the answer will be decimal place of the answer will also be 2. Therefore, we can write 0.55. Now we arrange all these numbers. Now you see here the first smallest number here is 0.55. Therefore, we write it's 11 over 20. Next is, you see here is 0.595. And next number is, you see here is this number is in decimal. We write as 0.62. 62% means 62 over 100 and 62 over 100 is 0.62. That's next is smallest value is 0.62. We write it 62%. Fourth value is here is the smallest value is 0.625 and this is 5 over 8. And the last value is 0.65 and this is the answer. Question number 4. At midday, the temperature is 8 degrees Celsius. At midnight, the temperature is 12 degrees Celsius lower. Find the temperature at midnight. Now you see here the midday temperature was 8 centigrade and the midnight temperature becomes 20 centigrade lower means minus 20 degrees Celsius. Now, therefore, the answer will be minus 4 degrees Celsius. Now we write here is minus 4. And next is the Shazia records a temperature in degree Celsius at 6 a.m. every day for 1 week. Part first, find the median. You see here, these are the temperature. Now, firstly, we arrange the values in ascending order. Now, firstly, we write the smallest value here is -7. Next is -5. And next value is -2, -1. And then is 2, 5, and 5. After arranging these value, we have to find the median. Median is the middle value of the data. Now you see here, the middle value of the data will be -1, and this is the answer. Now you can find by using the formula n plus 1 our 2th value, and that's here are the total values are 7, 7 plus 1 our 2, and that is the 4th value, and the 4th value you see here is -1. Find the range. Range is the maximum value minus the minimum value. Therefore, we write it's the maximum value minus minimum value. Now, maximum value here is 5 and minimum is -5. We write the 5 minus, and the minimum is -7. Therefore, maximum minus minimum is the range. Now we write 5 minus plus 7. Therefore, 12. The range of these values will be 12. Next is the question number 5. Maya invests for $80 at a rate of 2% per year, simple interest. Calculate the total amount of interest she received at the end of 5 years. Now the amount of interest will be equal to, simple interest value is PRT, and you see here P is the investment amount or principal amount, now 480, and R is the interest. Now we write it as 2%. Multiply T is the time, now we write 5. Now 480 multiply by 2, our 100 multiply by 5. We simplify this. Now you see here 0, 0 will be cancelled. 5 times 2 is 10. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2. And that answer is 48. And this is the total amount of interest after 5 years is $48. Now we move the next question. Question number 6. Scale drawing shows the position of two villages A and B. The scale is 1 centimeter to 2 kilometer. Find the actual distance AB. Now, firstly, we find the distance between AB by using the scale. And when we measure this length AB, that's length will be equal to 9.5 centimeter. Now you see here 1 centimeter equal to 2 kilometer. Therefore, 9.5 centimeter value will be equal to 2 into 9.5 kilometer, and this value will be actual value. Now this value equal to 19 kilometer, and this is the answer. Now the part second of A is find the bearing of B from A. Now it is the angle from the north at A towards B in clockwise direction. Now this angle will be the bearing of B from A. Now we take the angle. You see here the angle at point is 360. If we find this angle, and if we subtract the angle 360 minus this angle, that angle will be bearing of A from B. Now we see that what is the angle? We use the protractor. Now from the protractor we measure the angle. This angle you see here is 120. This is the 120 angle. Now 360 minus 120, this is equal to 240. Therefore the bearing of B from A will be 240 degree. Part B, a plane flies so that it is always equidistant from A and B. using straight edge and compass only, construct the path of the plane. Now, the equidistance from 2 points, we construct a perpendicular bisector between A and B. Now we draw the perpendicular bisector between A and B using the compass. Now you see here, firstly we draw the arc from A. Now this arc, and we draw the arc in downward also. Next we will draw the arc at B. We take the B as a center and we draw the arc, and these two arcs intersect at this position. Now next is we draw the arc in downward direction, and this arc, it intersects up at this position. Now we join all intersecting points by a line, this line, and this is the line and at which the plane flies so that it is equidistant from A and B, and this is the answer. Question number 7, Ben walks for exercise. The scatter diagram shows the distance for 10 walks and the time each of walk takes. Part A, write down the type of correlation that the scatter diagram shows. Now you see here, this is the distance and this is the time, and the relation between distance and time. Now you see here, when the distance increases, the time will also increases in this graph. Therefore, this correlation is a positive correlation. Now we write here is positive correlation. Part B, draw a line of best fit. Now we have to draw the line best fit. We can draw this line by using the scale. And by using this scale, we can draw the best fit line. And this is the best fit line. And this is the best fit line. Now, after drawing the best fit line, part C, use your line of best fit to estimate the bend stakes for a 5 kilometer. Now you see here, we have to find the time at 5 kilometer by drawing a line from 5 kilometer towards the line, and this line intersects at this position. Now we draw the horizontal line and meet the time axis at this position, and now this is the position at which the line intersect, and the time at 5 kilometer will be equal to 58 minutes, because the 1 unit is equal to 2 minutes, and therefore 60 minus 2 is 58 minutes, and this is the answer. We write here 58 minutes. Question number 8, work out 1 3/4 plus 5/6. In this addition of fraction, firstly we convert the mixed fraction into improper fraction. Therefore, we write it as 7/4, and next is plus 5/6 is written as it is. To add the fraction, we make the denominator same, and therefore we multiplied by 3 this first fraction, and next fraction is multiplied by 2 by numerator and denominator both. Therefore, we get for 21, and that's plus 5 times 2 is 10. And you see here the denominator of both fraction are same. We write it as 12 as it is. Now the 21 plus 10 is equal to 31 over 12, and therefore we can write it as 12 times 2 is 24, and 31 minus 24, the remainder is 7. We write it as 2 7/12. This is the answer. Question 9, the diagram shows a triangular prism. The cross section is right angle isosceles triangle. Part A, write down the number of plane of symmetry. Now you see here, the first plane of symmetry is triangular. When this triangle divides the prism into 2 equal parts. Next is the rectangular plane of symmetry. Now you see here, this rectangular plane divides the prism into two equal parts. There are, we write here is two plane of symmetry. Question 9, part B, work out the volume of prism. The volume of prism is equal to base area into base area multiply the distance between the two base area, and we name it as height. Base area into height. You see here, the base of this prism is right angle isosceles triangle. That's equal to 1/2. Base length is 3. This height is 3. And the height, the distance between two bases is 8. We write here is 8. 28 times 3 is 24. 24 times 3 is 72/2. And this answer will be equal to 36. Question number 10 solves the simultaneous equation. Show your working. Now you see here are two linear equations. First is x plus 2y equal to 7. Next is 3x plus 4y equal to 11. Now firstly we make the coefficient of variable y same. If we multiply this equation by 2, we get multiplied by 2. This equation becomes 2x plus 4y equal to 14. And this second equation we write here as it is 3x plus 4y equal to 11. Now we subtract equation second from first. Therefore, we can write it as 2x plus 4y minus 3x plus 4y, and that's equal to 14 minus 11. Now we can write it as 2x plus 4y minus 3x minus 4y equal to 3. 4y will be cancelled. Minus y minus x equal to 3. Therefore, x equal to minus 3. Now to find the value of y, we put the value of x in equation 1. We get x plus 2y equal to 7. And x is minus 3 plus 2 into y equal to 7. Therefore, 2y will be equal to 7 plus 3 is 10, then y equal to 5. The solution of these two equations is my x equal to minus 3, y equal to 5. This is the answer. Question 11, by writing each number correct to one significant figure, estimate the value of this. Now you see here 18.2, correct to one SF value. You see here, this is the first SF value, and the neighboring digits is more than 5. This value becomes 20, and that's next is 0.395. Now we write the 0.395. The first significant figure value is this, and the correct to one SF value, the neighboring digits is more than 5. Therefore, that this value becomes 0.4. Now we write here is 18.2. We can write it as 20 power 3. Our 0.395, we write it 0.4. And that is 20 multiplied by 20 multiplied by 20 over 0.4. And that's the point will be cancelled if we put here is 10 times 20 is 100, and 20 into 10 is 200. Now that's value become, this is the 20,000 is the answer. Question number 12, shape A and shape B are drawn on the grid. Describe fully transformation that maps shape A onto shape B. Now you see here, this is the enlargement transformation because the size of the shape A is changed. Therefore, firstly, we find the center of enlargement. Firstly, we mark the points on the object. Suppose this is A1 and this point is A2, and same here is A3, A4, and the corresponding image points of the enlarged figure, and A2 against this is the B2, and same here is B3 and B4. Now we can find the center of enlargement by joining the points B1 in corresponding points. Here, firstly, we join B1 to A1 and we extend these points. And same here is B2 to A2 when we join and extend it. Where these 2 points intersect, this is the center of enlargement. Now we name it as E, and this point is 1 minus 1. Now to find the scale factor, we can find the scale factor K of this enlargement figure by taking the ratio between the distance of the image point from center of enlargement to the ratio of the corresponding points of the object to the center of enlargement. This ratio, now you see here, the length of the E1B will be 1, 2, 3, 4 unit. Our distance between A1E, that's 1 and 2 unit. Therefore, the scale factor is 2. Therefore, we write here is this is the transformation is enlargement of scale factor to having center of enlargement 1 minus 1. This is the answer. Next question number 12, part B. Draw the image of shape A after rotation of 180 degree about 0, 0. A rotation of 180 degree about 0, 0. The matrix of this rotation of 180 degree about origin is minus 1, 0, 0, minus 1. And if xy is the point is to be rotated into 180 degree, then the result will be minus 1x plus 0y and 0x minus 1y. When we multiply this, we get the image points of rotation of 180 degree, that is minus x minus 1. It means when we change the sign of x to minus x and y to minus y, we get the image points of 180 degree rotation. Therefore, you see here we have to rotate it 180 degree about 0, 0. The first point A1. This A1 points is 1, 1, and A2 points is 3, 1. A3 points is 2, 2, and A4 point 4, 1. This is A4. Now the 180 degree rotation, these points, minus 1, that's minus 3, minus 1, and minus 2, and minus 1, minus 2. We mark these points minus 1, minus 1. Next is minus 3, minus 1, and minus 2, minus 1, minus 2, minus 2, and last is minus 1, minus 2, minus 2. This is the point minus 2, minus 2, and last is minus 1, minus 2. This is the point minus 1, minus 2. We join these points, and when we join these points, we get the rotation of 180 degree of shape A. Now we join these points here, and this shape, we name it as C. This is the rotation of shape A about 180 degree, and these are the coordinates of shape C. Now we write the coordinates. Here is minus 1, minus 1. Next is the minus 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 2, and minus 1, minus 2 are the coordinates of the rotation 180 degree about 0, 0. Now, question number 13, part A. These are the first 4 terms of the sequence, 1, 3, 9, 27. The next term of the sequence, you see here we get the next term by multiplying by 3. You see here first term 1 multiplied by 3, next is multiplied by 3, 9 is multiplied by 3 is 27. Therefore, 27 multiplied by 3, we get the next term that's equal to 81. And the answer is 81. Next is these are the first 5 terms of the different sequence. Find an expression in terms of n, the nth terms of the sequence. Now to nth term of sequence, firstly we see that the difference between each term. Now you see here the difference between 31 minus 35 is minus 4. Next is also minus 4, and 23 minus 27 is minus 4. Therefore, this is the arithmetic or linear sequence. Now, the nth term value we can find by using this formula, a plus n minus 1 times of t. A is the first term, we substitute here value. N is we write here is as it is, minus 1 is written as it is, and d, the difference between from the second to first term, that is minus 4. Therefore, we can write it as 35 minus 4n plus 4. That will be equal to minus 4n minus 39. And this is the nth term value of the sequence. Question number 14, part A, write 325 as a product of prime factor. Now, first you see here, we find the prime factor, 325. You see here, the unit digit is 5, therefore it is divisible by prime number 5. We divide this value is by 5. 5 times 6 is 30. 2 is carried to the x value. Now that value become 25. 5 is 25. Now we see that 65 is also divisible by 5. We write it here, 5 times 1 is 5. 1 is carried, therefore this value becomes 15. 5 times 3 is 15. And 13 is a prime number, therefore it is divisible by 13. Therefore we get 13 times 1 is 13. And the answer will be, the product of the prime factor will be 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 13. And this is the factorization of 325. And this is the answer. Now the part B, p equal to x power n into y square and q equal to x power n minus 1 into y4. X and y are prime number. Find the HCF of p and q. Give your answer in terms of x, y, and n. Now, firstly, we write it, here is x power n into y square, and here is, we can write it as q into x power n minus 1 into y power y square. Now, in the highest common factor between these two values will be, we take that factor value having the smallest power. Now you see here, x power n minus 1, the smallest value is x power n minus 1, and same here is y power 4 and y power 2. The smallest power of y is y square. We write this here because we have to take the common between p and q. Taking common, we write the smallest index value. This is the answer. Now, question number 15, 3 lines and shaded region are shown on 1 centimeter grid. Now you see here, these are 3 lines, y equal to 2x minus 1 and x plus y equal to 5. Firstly, we see the region of this line. This is the line y equal to 2x minus 1. You see here the below region is the shaded. Therefore, this region will be equal to y is less than equal to 2x minus 1, because the region shaded region is enclosed by bold line. We take less than equal to. And the second is, you see here x plus y equal to 5. This line is x plus y equal to 5. The region will be below this line. Therefore, we write it as x plus y is less than equal to 5. Next is the line, equation of line is not given here. This line is parallel to x-axis. Therefore, equation of line will y equal to 2, but the region is upward. Therefore, we write x is y is greater than equal to 2. And these are the 3 inequalities. Now the part B. Part B, another region is defined by these 3 inequalities. X plus y is less than 5, y is greater than 2x minus 1, x is greater than equal to 1. Firstly, we mark the region. Now, this is the x plus y is less than 5. Therefore, this is the region. And next is the y plus y is greater than 2x minus 1. And this will be the region. Y is greater than 2x minus 1. And same here, next is the x is greater than equal to 1. We mark the line firstly. We mark line here is x is equal to 1. This line x equal to 1 parallel to y-axis. And this is the line we mark here. The shaded region will be here. This is the shaded region. Now we have to find the area. Area of this shaded region is to base into height. This is the base length. Now we mark here is the base length is 1 unit, 2 unit and 3 unit. So 1/2 base into height is the area of this shaded region. 1/2 base length is 1, 2 and 3. And height is, you see here, this is the height. And this length is the height is 1 unit. We mark 1 unit. Therefore, the answer is 1.5. Then the 1.5 centimeter square is the area of this shaded of this region R. 1/2 this value equal to 1.5 centimeter square. Question number 16. The diagram shows the speed time graph for part of car's journey. Calculate the distance traveled by the car in 150 seconds. Now you see here, this is the speed time graph. The distance can be calculated in speed time graph by area under the speed time graph. Now the area under the speed time graph will be equal to distance. Therefore, this area you see here, this is the area. We have to find the area of this shape. We divide into 3 parts. Firstly, we take the area of this region A, then region B, and then region C. That's the area of this region A. Now you see here the length of this region A is 100 minus 0 is 100. And height is, you see here, 20 minus 14 is 6. And area of this triangle will be equal to 1/2 multiply 100 multiply 6. And next is the area of this region B. This is rectangle. This length is 100, height is 14. 100 multiplied by 14 plus the third region is C, and this distance is 50 centimeter, 50 unit, and the height is 14 unit. Now we calculate it. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 100 is 300. 100 times 14 is 1400. And 50 times 14 is 700. This value will be equal to 2400 meter. And this is the answer. Question number 17. F of x equal to 2 minus 3x. G of x equal to x minus 4. Find f inverse of x. Now, firstly, we suppose that f of x equal to y. Therefore, we can write it as x equal to f inverse of y. Therefore, to find f inverse function, firstly, we make the subject x in this equation. Therefore, this equation can be written as y equal to 2 minus 3x. Now, this equation can be written as y minus 2 equal to minus 3x, and this value will be equal to x equal to y minus 2 over minus 3 plus y minus 2 over minus 3. This can be written as x equal to minus 1 over 3y plus 2 over 3, and x, you know, x equal to f inverse of y. We write it f inverse of y equal to minus 1 over 3y plus 2 over 3, and we replace y by x. We get f inverse of x equal to minus 1 over 3x plus 2 over 3, and this is the answer. Part B, solve f of x plus 5 equal to 3g of x. Now you see here f of x equal to 2 minus 3x. Now f of x plus 5 will be equal to 2 minus 3 into x plus 5. Now we simplify it, we get 2 minus 3x minus 15, and that's equal to minus 3x minus 13. And same here is g of x, 3 times of g of x. We can write it as x3 into x minus 4, and that's value equal to 3x minus 12. Now these two we equalize this. Now when we can write it as f of x plus 5 equal to 3g of x. The value is minus 3x minus 13 equal to 3x minus 12, and we can write it as, we shift the minus 3x from left to right side, we get 3x plus 3x, and minus 12 shift from left to right to left side, we get minus 13 plus 12. Now we can write it as 6x equal to minus 1. Therefore, x will be equal to 1 over minus 1 over 6. And this is the answer. Question number 18. John sells a gift bag containing soaps and candles. Matrix C shows the content of large gift bag and a small gift bag. Part A, find how many more candles are in large gift bags than in small gift bag. You see here, this is the matrix C, and the soaps are here 6 and 2. 6 are large soaps, 2 and small soaps. And same here, these are the candles. 4 are large candle and 1 is small candle. Now the large candles, we have to find the how many more candles in a large gift bag than in small bag. Therefore, 4 candles in large gift bag and 1 candle is small gift bag. The difference is 3, and this is the answer. Next is the part B. The mass of soap is 120 gram and the mass of candle is 60 gram. The matrix represents this information. N equal to Cm, find N. Now, firstly, we write the matrix C. You see here, this is the 6, 4, and 2, 1. And the next matrix is 120 and 60. The multiplication of matrix, we multiply row by column. Therefore, we multiply the first element of first row to the first element of first column. 6 multiplied by 120 plus. Next is the second element of first row, multiply the second element of first column. 4 multiplied by 60, and same here is we multiply the second row by column. Now 2 multiplied by 60 plus 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 120 plus 1 multiplied by 60. Therefore, we get 720 plus 240, and 240 plus 60. Now the answer of this matrix is 960 and 300. Question 19, part A in the diagram. Shade the region represented by A intersection B dash union B intersection C dash. Firstly, we mark the region A intersection B dash and then B intersection C dash, and the both region will be included because the union in between sets. Now, firstly, we've marked the region A intersection B dash. You see here B dash region will be, this region is B dash and outside the region, and A, you see here A is the set. These region will be the set A, and the both marks present in region, we shade it, and this is the region we will shade and find the region, these two region A intersection B dash. Next is B intersection C dash. Now you see here B set, this is the set B region, and the C dash will be, this will be C dash, and this is C dash. Now the region where the both marks present, you see here these are both region, and the B intersection C dash and A intersection B dash region will be included against it, and we shade all these region, and we shade it, and this is the region, this is the shaded region we have to find. And now move the next part of this question. In the next part B, on the morning 50 people visit a library, 35 of them borrow a book, 12 of them use a computer, 8 of them do not borrow a book and do not use a computer. Use Venn diagram or otherwise find the number of people who use a computer but do not borrow a book. Now you see here, firstly we draw a circle to mention the element of set, number of people who borrow a book. Now this is represented by B, and next we draw a circle here, and this shows the number of people who use computer. And firstly we mark here the number of people who do not borrow a book and a computer are 8 people. This number of people will be outside the circle, and we draw a rectangle around these, and the number of people who borrow book and computer, we suppose that be X number of people. Now we mention let X be the number of people who borrow both. Now the 35 of them borrow a book, therefore this region will be 35 minus X, and 12 of them use a computer, therefore this region will be 12 minus X. Now you see here the number of elements who only borrow a book are 35 minus X. The number of people who only borrow a computer are 12 minus X. The number of people who borrow both computer and book are X, and the number of people who do not borrow a book or computer plus 8, and total is equal to 50. Now we get, you see here, X will be cancelled. Now we add all these values. 35 plus 12 is 47, 47 plus 5 is 80, 55 minus X equal to 50, and X equal to 55 minus 50, and this X will be equal to 5. Now we have to find the number of people who use computer but do not borrow a book. This is the region 12 minus X are the number of people who use computer but do not borrow a book. Therefore, X is 5. We write as 12 minus 5. The answer is 7. And this is the answer. Question number 20, part A, expand and simplify. 4x minus y into 2x plus 5y. Firstly, we multiply 4x to 2x, we get 8x squared. Next, 4x to 5y, we get plus 20xy. Next is y minus y to multiply 2x, we get minus 2xy. And minus y to multiply 5y, we get minus 5y squared. Now we can write it as 8x squared plus 18xy minus 5y squared. This is the answer. Now the part B, simplify. X power 12 over 8 whole power is 2 over 3. We can write it as 12 multiplied 2 over 3. And this 8 can be written as 2 power 3 multiplied 2 over 3. Now you know the 8 is equal to 2 power 3. Therefore, we write here is 2 power 3 against 8. Now 3 will be cancelled, and 3 times 4 is 12. We get x power 8 over 2 power 4, 2 power 2. And that's equal to 1 over 4 x power 8, and this is the answer. Question number 21, solve 5x over x minus 3 equal to x plus 4. We multiply x minus 3 to x plus 4. we get x minus 3 multiply x plus 4, and 1 is multiplied by 5x, we get 5x. Now we can write it x into multiply by x is x squared, x multiplied by 4 is 4x, and minus 3 multiplied by x is minus 3x, minus 3 multiplied by 4 minus 12, and 5x is written as it is. We can write it as x squared plus x minus 12 equal to 5x, and we can write x squared plus x. 5x is shift from left to right side. Now that is minus 5x minus 12, and we can write it as x squared minus 4x minus 12 equal to 0. And so we can solve this quadratic equation by factorization using midterm breaking rule. Now we take the factor of 12. 6 times 2 is 12. When we subtract it, the answer is minus 4. We can write it as minus 6x plus 2x. That's equal to minus 12 equal to 0. Now we take the common first two values. The x is common. We can write x minus 6. Now we take 2 is common in next two values. We get x minus 6 equal to 0, and x minus 6 is a common, and x plus 2 is written as it is equal to 0. Now either x minus 6 equal to 0 or x plus 2 equal to 0. Now we can write it x equal to 6 and x equal to minus 2, and this is the answer. Question number 22, y is directly proportional to w square and x is inversely proportional to w. We write is y is directly proportional to w square and x is inversely proportional to w, and we can write it as y equal to kw square, and this can be written as x equal to c over w. Here k is a constant, here c is a constant. Now we can find the value of k by substituting these values. Therefore y is here is 10, then the w square is 10 square. Now we write it as 100k into equal to 5. Therefore k will be equal to 5 over 100, and this value equal to 0.05. And same here is x equal to 0.4, and c is written as it is. W here is 10. Now we multiply c equal to 0.4 multiplied by 10. We get c equal to 4, and this equation can be written as, by putting the value in this equation, we can write x equal to 4 over w, and this equation can be written as ky equal to 0.05 w square. Now we put the value, we have to find y in terms of x. We can write w equal to 4 over x. Now we put the value here, 0 of w is 4 over x. That's equal to 0.05 multiply 4 over x whole square. And this is 0.05 multiplied by 16 over x. And that's equal to 0.8. 16 times 5 is 80. And when you multiply by 16, we get 16 times 0 is 0, and 8 is written as it is 0.8 over x, and y equal to 0.8 over x, and this is the answer. Question number 23, there are 10 cards in a set. Each card shows either a square or triangle. Every shape on each card is either green or red. The table shows the number of cards of each type. Now the participant takes a card random from the sets, note the color and replace it. He then takes a second card at random from the set and notes the color and replace it. The probability that both cards just are green. Now you see here the total green cards are 7, total red card is 3, total cards are 10. And same here is total square cards 3 plus 1 is 4, total triangles are 6. Now, firstly, we find the green card. First, we take the green card with replacement. Therefore, first green cards and the second green cards, that probability will be equal to P of G1 into P of G2. Now, the probability of G1, total cards are 7 out of 10. And when we replace this card, therefore, the card remains same. When we take second card, then the probability of second card is also 7 over 10. Therefore, the answer will be equal to 7 7s are 49, 10 10s are 100, 49 over 100, and this is the answer. Now, the next question, Irina takes two cards at random from the set of 10 without replacement. Find the probability that both cards shows the same shape. Now both cards of the same shape, the probability we write it same cards, that will be equal to probability of both are square cards S1 and S2, or probability of both are triangular shape T1 or T2. Now you see here, these are square cards, total square cards are 4. There are probability of S1 into probability of S2 over S1, because event is without replacement. Therefore, second card will be P of S2 over S1. Now probability of S1 will be 4 out of 10 cards. Now when the card without replacement, the card remain 9, we take second cards, the total cards become 4 minus 1 is 3. We write 3 over 9. And same here, next is the P of T1 into P of T2 over T1. And this shows that without replacement. Now, in the or means the plus, we write P of T1, total cards, triangular cards here are 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 out of 10. Now the cards are without replacement, therefore the total cards become 9. We have to select triangular card from 9. Total cards here are 6. When one card is already taken, the total cards become 5. We write 5 over 9, and that is 12 over 90 plus 5 6 are 30 over 90, and this is the 42 over 90, and we can simplify. Now 7 over 15, that's the probability both cards show the same shape. Now this is the answer. Question 24, A is 0.311, B is -5 minus 5. Equation of line L is 2y plus x equal to 5. Show that line L is perpendicular bisector of AB. We have to find equation of line of perpendicular bisector AB. We suppose that these are 2 points of AB. Now this is the point A is 311, and this point B is -5 minus 5, and the perpendicular bisector between AB will be the line which passing through the midpoint of AB, and this line is L. This is line L, and we have to find this equation of this line. To find this equation of line, we have to find this point. This is the midpoint of AB, and that is -5 plus 3 over 2 into 11 minus 5 over 2, and this is the midpoint. -2 over 2 is -1, and 11 minus 5 over 2 is 6 over 2 is 3. Now this is 3 -1, 3 is the point where this line passing. Now we can write it to the equation of perpendicular bisector y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. Here is the y1 is 3 and m is written as it is, and x minus -1. Now we can write it as m equal m into x plus 1 and y minus 3. For we have to find the gradient of this perpendicular line. The gradient of AB will be equal to minus y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Here is y2 is -5. Now we write it here is minus 5 minus 11 our minus 5 x2 minus x1, this is x2 minus 5 minus 3, we write it as minus 16 our minus 8, and that's equal to 2. The AB MAB equal to 2. The gradient of perpendicular to AB will be equal to M perpendicular ML, that's equal to minus negative reciprocal of this gradient, now minus 1 over 2. Now we put the value here is minus 1 over 2 into x plus 1 y minus 3, this is equal to 2y minus 6 equal to minus x minus 1, and 2y equal to minus x minus 1 plus 6, and this equal to 2y plus x equal to 5, and we have to prove that 2y plus x equal to 5, and this is the answer.